So, good afternoon. Welcome to the electronics lecture on unregulated power supplies, in which we were working like for the unregulated power supply or regulated power supply using Zener diode. So Zener diode as a voltage regulator circuit, ये हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे. इसमें हम लोगों ने अच्छा ये चीजें थोड़ा सा मेरे को बताने का रह गया था. This was the slide where we were trying to regulate the output voltage. Now there are two situations. The first situation, in the first diagram, if you are able to see figure number A, in this there is change in the input voltage itself, right? So there is V in plus minus del V in. So del V in is the change. So whenever such type of regulation is over there, then it is called as a line regulation. So in that, the output voltage should always remains constant, that is required. So load remains constant, only the input voltage is varying. Similarly, in the second part, what we are having is V in, that is the input voltage or the line voltage remains constant and the load is varying. So we are having two loads over here. So one is load 1 and load 2. So if you change the load, there is the change in the output. So ये जो दो चीजें हैं, ये दो चीजों पर हम लोग उनको डिसाइड करते हैं कि लाइन रेगुलेशन क्या है और लोड रेगुलेशन क्या है. मुझे लगता है ये मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम बताया, राइट. बट आउटपुट वोल्टेज शुड रिमेन कांस्टेंट. सो लाइन रेगुलेशन और लोड रेगुलेशन ये हमारे मेन portions है. So line regulation is defined as the ratio of change in the output voltage to the change in the input voltage, right? So that is called as the line regulation. Whereas the load regulation, that is again the change in the output voltage. But now in this case, what we are having is change of the output voltage is taken in the with the difference of two voltages, voltage with no load and voltage with full load. So we will have again a change in the output voltage. So in load regulation, we have voltage with no load minus voltage with full load divided by the current flowing through the load. So that will give you the load regulation, right? So that is actually the load resistance. So load regulation is nothing but the load resistance, whereas line regulation is nothing but the line voltage, right? So that is over there. So this is how we calculate the line regulation and the load regulation. This is what we have studied. Now yesterday we have started with the Zener diode as voltage regulator, and in that we were trying to trying to solve the equation for how a Zener diode can be used as a voltage regulator circuit. So for that, what we have done is we have taken a unregulated input voltage which are supposed to vary from 80 to 100 or 110 volts, and we have a series resistance. We have connected the Zener diode of 50 volts in reverse bias and the load resistance RL across the Zener diode, and we were expecting that the output voltage should remain constant at 50 volts. So in this case, we have tried some equation. So the main equations which are very important are VO is equal to V in minus VR. That is, we have to calculate first the voltage drop across the resistance. Then we have calculate the total current through the circuit. Then we have to calculate how much current the current is going to flow through the Zener diode, right? So these were some of the equations, right? Okay. Is there any question, Arbaz? You have raised your hand. So that
no sir, वो गलती से हो गया.
Okay, so that is the line regulation. In that, now we have studied the first case. So in the first case, what we have done, we have tried to calculate what will be the load current now for 50 volt and 10 kilo ohm resistance. So the load current comes out to be 5 milliamperes, which implies that this load current should remain constant. So the current flowing through the load will remain constant at 5 milliamperes. This is equation number 1. Now since V in is equal to 80 volt and output voltage should remain at 50 volts. So the total voltage is 80, output voltage is 50. So the net voltage that is to drop across the series resistance should comes out to be 30 volts. So the 30 volts is to drop across this series resistance, right? So VR is equal to 80 volt minus 50 volt, that is 30 volt, and that is supposed to be equation 2. And by Ohm's law, I is equal to VR by R, that is 30 volt by 5 kilo ohms. So this resistance is equal to 5 kilo ohms, and the total current that is going to flow through the circuit, that is I, is equal to 6 milliamperes. Yes, Tai. If you have any question, you can ask, Hania. So this is there. Now to calculate the Zener current, there are three currents. The one is the total current, the second one is the Zener current flowing through the Zener diode, and the third current is the load current. So this current is going to divide into two parts. So if the total current is now 6 milliamperes, then 1 milliampere current should flow through the Zener diode, and rest of the 5 milliamperes should remain at the output load resistance, should flow through the load resistance, and the output voltage should remain constant, that is 50 volts. So this was the first case. Now in the second case, we have tried that let the voltage be increased. V in input voltage should increase, let it be increased by 100 volt, 80 to 100 volts. So now the voltage which is to drop across the series resistance comes out to be 50 volt. Total current, if you need to calculate, then it comes out to be 10 milliamperes, which implies that 5 milliampere current is going to flow through the load resistance, and 5 milliampere current should flow through the Zener diode, right? So this is over there, but the output voltage will remain constant. So this is what we have studied, and this was the third case in which we have tried that. Let us say that the input voltage is increasing to 110 volt. In that case, the series resistance should have 60 volts drop across it. So according to that, the total current which is supposed to flow through the circuit is 12 milliamperes, and the Zener current will be equal to around 7 milliamperes. The net current flowing through the load resistance IL should remain constant to 5 milliamperes, right? So this is what we have studied for line regulations, and this was a table that I need to show you, that in this, even if the input voltage varies, the voltage drop across the resistance should increase such that the output voltage should remain constant, and at the same time the load current should also remain constant. So if you are able to see over here, the load current is 5 milliamperes, output voltage is 50 volts, and the IZ and I are being changed accordingly to keep the output voltage as constant. This was the line regulation. Now for load regulation, now here what we are trying to do is, here the same equation is there. Now what we have done is we have kept the input voltage as constant, that is 100 volt, and the circuit is same, the output voltage is 50 volt, the load current is going to change, which implies that the load resistance is going to change. So accordingly, the load current is going to change from say 1 milliampere to 8 milliampere, and now we are trying that the output voltage should remain constant. So as you are able to see over here, this is the problem. So in the first case, let us try, since Vin is fixed, that is 100 volt, VR should be constant, means the voltage drop across the series resistance should be constant, and that comes out to be say 50 volts. So 100 volt is the total input voltage. Now the VR should be 50 volts, so that the voltage drop across the series resistance should remain constant. So VR is constant, so the output voltage will remain constant. Now next one, if VR is constant, I should remain constant. It is adjusted. Now this I is being adjusted by IZ, right? So what happens, since VR equal to 50 volt, I should be equal to 50 volt by the series resistance, that is 5 kilo ohms, and it comes out to be 10 milliamperes. So the net current that is going to flow through the circuit is 10 milliamperes. Now remember, if the load current is say load current is going to vary, then the current through the Zener diode is going to vary accordingly. So now therefore IZ is equal to I minus IL, that is I is 10 milliamperes, and now the current which we are expecting to flow through the load resistance in the first case is 1 milliampere, since the IL is going to change from 1 milliampere to 8 milliampere. Now how this IL is going to change? This IL is going to change only when we are going to change the load resistance. So as we change the load resistance, then only the current is going to change, as I shown you. So now we are assuming that the load current is 1 milliampere, implies that 9 milliampere current should flow through the Zener diode, and only 1 milliampere should flow, so that the output voltage will remain constant, right? So this was the first case. Let us try for the second case. Let us say that now the voltage has been the current increases to 8 milliampere now. If the load current is increases from 8 milliampere, total current is 10 milliampere, that is constant. So what happens? Iz and I minus IL will give you the total current that we are expecting to flow through the Zener diode. And now in this case, 2 milliampere current is expected to flow through the Zener diode, so that the output voltage of the output voltage across the load resistance remains constant. So this is over there. So this is in over there. So the equations 1 and 2 shows that when load current varies from 1 milliampere to 8 milliampere, Zener current also varies from 9 milliampere to 2 milliampere respectively, so that the current through R remains constant, that is 10 milliamperes. That is the series resistance as shown in this table, which I am going to show you. Yes. So now, since the output voltage should remain constant, we are regulating only the output voltage. We are not regulating the output current. Since the output voltage should remain constant for 50 volt, then the Iz and I will also remain constant. Sorry. So Iz and IL will manage themselves accordingly, and the output voltage will remain constant. So this is how a Zener regulator or a Zener diode is used as a voltage regulator, and Zener diode as a voltage regulator, and how Zener diode is used to regulate the output DC voltage to a constant level, and how the current is being varied accordingly, so that the output voltage should remain constant. So these are the two conditions. Say we are having line regulation and we are having the load regulation for that, and during each time you are able to see by these equations that the output voltage is always remaining constant, which implies that Zener diode can be used as a voltage regulator circuit, right? So this was there, and I will just repeat what we have studied earlier, that is transistor as a switch, because we have to learn this in the next class. Acha, by that time, if you have any queries, you can ask me. Do you have any problems regarding Zener diode in line regulation and load regulation? कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो बताइए. आवाज का कोई प्रॉब्लम आया है? आवाज आ रहा था प्रॉपरली? हेलो.
यस सर.
थैंक यू बेटा.
यस सर.
अच्छा, अभी कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो लेट मी नो. If you have any problem regarding this now, thank you very much, Ruchika. You can share me. Oh, hold it for a second. So I have upgraded it. Yes. So if you have any queries, you can ask me. Thank you for attending this class. I will be again sharing this. I will try to repeat what we have studied earlier as transistor as a switch. I just brush it out for next 2 minutes, and then we will end up the class. So this is what we have studied. So we were working on transistor as a switch. This is required because we will be using those transistors in series and shunt type regulators, right? So we should understand how a transistor is used. So transistor is used as a switch. This circuit will give you the whole idea how transistor is going to work, whether the transistor is on, which implies that if the transistor is on, the current is going to flow through the transistor. And if it is off, the transistor, the current is not going to flow through the transistor. This is what is I was expecting to tell you while teaching transistor as a switch. I have uploaded the videos. If you have not got through, or if you have not understood, you can go through those videos, and you can repeat those videos to understand. And if you have any queries, you can ask me for that, right? So what we have studied in transistor as a switch was, if we connect this transistor, that is the PNP transistor, which is to be connected in common emitter amplifier configuration. In that, what we have done is we have taken the output from the collector, and the input is applied to the base through this series resistance Rin. So if this Vin is connected, this is the first case, if Vin is connected to ground potential, which implies that this base emitter junction over here is not forward bias, and if this is not forward bias, the transistor is off, which implies that the transistor will not conduct, that is the current is not flowing through the transistor. So the output voltage comes across this load resistance, and the output voltage is high. The transistor will work as an open switch. This transistor as a switch will work as an open switch. Yes, understood this? So when we are having 3 or 4 situations, when we are connecting the input, that is the base to ground, that is 0 potential, the base emitter junction is not forward bias, the transistor is off, implies that the current is not going to flow through the transistor, and the output voltage, that is V out, will be high. This VCC will come to the output voltage, and the output voltage will be high. The transistor will act as a open switch, right? This was the first condition. Now coming to the next condition, in that what we have done is we have connected this base of the transistor to the plus VCC, which now implies that the transistor, the base emitter junction is forward bias. Even if you give a small voltage, that is say around 0.7 volts, this base emitter junction will be forward bias. The transistor is going to conduct, that is the transistor is on, which implies that the current is flowing through the transistor, and as soon as the current starts flowing through the transistor, the switch will be like this, that is, it is a closed switch. The output voltage will come down to 0. So the output voltage will be 0. So in the second situation, when the transistor is at high potential, the base emitter junction is forward bias, the transistor conducts, that is transistor is on, the current flows through the transistor, and the output voltage will come down to 0. Right? This is how a transistor works as a switch. I have repeated this, and in the next class we will be again repeating it for you peoples. So this is over there. I hope you have got this, and if you have any queries, you can ask me. By that time, I'm thankful to you all for attending this class, and I expect from you people to go through my YouTube video. I will be uploading this video on that, and I would request you to understand what are the concepts of the regulated power supplies. So thank you very much. Take care. Take care, stay home, stay safe, and come in the next class. Bye. Good day.